Well, we're finally leaving the road. I've been road walking all morning. It's about 8:30, so I had 2.5, 3 hours on the road. And now we got a trail to walk on. And it's nice. I like it. I suspect we're gonna go that way, which is where I see it going. It's, nice, soft earth, flat as can be. Yeah. It's gonna be okay, I think. Well, anyway, I was thinking, we had this very nice, at one time, Chevy passenger van, which we used for years and years until it started to have troubles. Eventually, it had a cylinder go bad, and really didn't use it. Couldn't use it after that. And we also used to have goats. Lots of goats. I can't remember exactly how many we had, but I'm sure the number was, in the, had to have been at least in the 20s, if not the 30s of goats. And in that time, we had trained goats to carry stuff for us while we were out backpacking and things. We used to go backpacking every year. This is not my first time out on a trail. Although it's not the same, through hike is very different. But anyway, we needed a way to get those goats out with us on trails because we trained them to pack our stuff. They're quite good at packing stuff. And so what we did is we took the old goat van, stripped all the stuff out of it, built a cage in the back, basically to keep the goats out of your lap. We built a cage to keep the goats out of your lap. But then we discovered that when you put goats in there, boy, it sure stunk, because goats, they stink, Goats have a smell, which is sort of unpleasant. Yeah, especially when you confine it in a van. So anyway, what we did with that is we cut some vents in the van so we could vent the goat smell out of it. I took a 5-gallon drum, or a 5-gallon bucket, and I cut it in half, and I cut holes in the van, and I connected the bucket to the van so that when you drove down the road, it shoved air in the van and vented all that goat smell out of there. And so, my oh my, we had a ton of fun with that goat van. So we put a little barrier in there to hold the goats in the back and keep them out of your lap, because goats love people, especially if they've been bottle fed or anything like that. And so, and these goats had been bottle fed, and so they were kept in the back. And then I moved the mounts for the seats so that we could carry all the people in the very front part of the van. And that was the story of the goat van. We had it was quite a good goat van. Actually, it worked really good for us. It worked really good for us for many years. I tell you what, it was quite a sight. We'd pull up to the gas station to get some gas, right? And of course, we got a whole bunch of kids in there. All the kids bail out. Everybody else bails out. And you're getting gas and somebody parked right next to you, and they look over there and they see, whoa, check that out. What have you guys got in that van? And guess what? When they discovered it was goats, they would say, that is strange, because it was strange. But you know what, we had a blast. And we'd take those goats. We didn't just walk on trails like we are here on the Arizona Trail, or roads. We literally would go cross country with those goats. We'd go out for 10 days. We'd probably average about 2 to 3 miles a day because we were going cross country in rough country. Selway Crags. Gosh, we had a lot of fun doing that. Man, that was fun. Unbelievably fun. Man, there's places back in those Selway Crags. There's one lake back there where literally every time I was ever there, I caught a huge cutthroats. I mean, literally like nearly 20-inch long ones. We always caught big cutthroat in there. Ton of fun. You know, nobody goes in there because there's no trails, so it's kind of got the place to yourself. You know what I mean? Of course, you had to walk for days off a trail to get there, but that was all right. We enjoyed doing that too. It's a pretty fun thing to do when you had a bunch of, you know, kids that were, you know, kids are kind of like a captive audience. Whatever you do, they got to do it, you know. And so we had those 4 youngest kids that we took all the time doing that kind of stuff. And you know, I think they really enjoyed it. Most of them did. Because I'm pretty sure they did. I think at times people don't enjoy doing things that then they remember about it later and they are really glad they got to do it. So anyway, that was the goat van. It was kind of an oddball thing, but we did it, and it carried goats for us all over the place. We had lots of adventures in that goat van. Tell you what, those were good times. Yes, they were. When you were young and strong and you could walk all day, didn't make you too tired and all that. Nowadays, I walk till 9 o'clock, which it almost is 9, and I'm too tired. But guess what? You can walk the whole rest of the day after 9 o'clock, and it doesn't keep you too tired, makes you be okay. Yeah, so there's the story of the goat van.